Hi, I'm Sheila Battle. I'm with Continental Societies, Inc., a member of the College Park East Point chapter, and I'm delighted to be here to share with and partner with College Park Elementary School. Today I'm here to share with you a book authored by an African American author by the name of Howard Bryant and illustrated by Floyd Cooper. And as you can see, the book is entitled Sisters and Champions. And this book is about two sisters who you may have heard about. They are famous for um, being well known tennis players, and that would be Venus and Serena Williams. So, I share this book, let's see what we can learn about these sisters and their journey becoming well known tennis players. So, the book reads: No one ever laughed at Richard Williams, at least not to his face. When he told people about Venus and Serena and the special things his two daughters would do, they would wait for him to leave. And then they would laugh because he had said the impossible. The Williams family lived in Compton, a real tough, sometimes scary part of Los Angeles. When Venus and Serena were ages 4 and 3, Richard bought them tennis rackets, believing tennis treated girls more fairly than other sports. And if his hunch was correct, that his girls would have an athletic advantage that would change the sport forever. Richard didn't know anything about tennis, but it didn't stop him from saying the wildest things. He told everyone his little girls, not one, but both of them, would be champions, and the laughter would start. Can you imagine that? They laughed because Venus and Serena were black. And black people, they said, were not supposed to play tennis. They laughed because Venus and Serena were not rich. And people without money, they said, weren't supposed to dream so big. They even laughed because Venus and Serena came from Compton in Los Angeles, and no tennis champions had ever come from such a tough neighborhood. They laughed because it was hard enough for one person in a family to become world famous, but two. But the sisters' mom and dad said differently. They said the sisters were made of special brown skin, just like you and I, and wonderful eyes, had big smiles, and they had even bigger hearts when it came to tennis. A kind of magic. Just wait, their dad would say. You'll see. The girls were so different from each other. Venus was quiet, competitive, protective, just like a big sister. Serena was forceful, stubborn, and even more competitive, just like a little sister. Yet these sisters were also best friends. I think that's so awesome. The sisters that are best friends. When Venus was 12 and Serena was 10, the family moved to Florida so the sisters could focus even more on tennis. And and soon a whole new group of people were talking about them. Have you heard about them? They would say. Tennis fans would gossip. They would gossip and say, "Have you heard about them?" "I think the big sister's name might be Venus," they would say. "Everyone is saying she's the next American superstar. And get this, someone told me her little sister might even be better." How about that? Yet not all the talk was friendly. The sisters were different. Their skin was different. Their hair was different. Venus was tall. She was tall, really tall. And the way the sisters hit the ball so hard, like boys, even harder than the boys, was different. In ways big and small, people reminded them of being different every day. And different is okay, you guys. Their father wouldn't let his girls play junior tournaments. Even though everyone played juniors, he made them focus on school instead. People said Dad was hurting his girls. Dad said he had a plan. He had a plan that they were a family and families always stick together, right? Stick together they did. Venus and Serena grew even closer as they outworked the other girls. Every day they would hit 200 balls, then 300, then 500, then 1,000. Each day the sisters would sweat and sweat. Dad painted a sign for them that read, "If you fail to prepare properly, you prepare to fail." I'm going to read that one more time. Their father painted a sign that said, "If you fail to prepare properly, you prepare to fail." No one laughed at the girl's father. No one laughed at the girl's father anymore because his dream was becoming real. Venus was only 14 years old when she turned professional. In her very first tournament, she almost beat one of the top ranked players in the world. It would take Venus 4 years to win her first professional tournament, still a teenager and already a champion. Yet it wasn't just Venus who won. Serena became a champion at the very same tournament. How? Venus and Serena played as teammates in double tennis. Serena was only 16 years old when the sisters won as partners. Isn't that amazing? Both sisters wanted to be considered the best in the world, though, and for that to happen, only one of them could win in the end. One would have to lose. There was no avoiding it. The 1998 Australian Open was the first time they played against each other as professionals. Big Sister Venus won. In Rome and Miami the next year, Venus won again and again. Not until Serena turned 18 did she beat Venus for the first time. The girls became young women. Their parents always said they were special, just like you, made of magic and big hearts, just like you. Soon the sisters dominated the biggest tennis championships in the world. The Australian Open, the French Open, the Wimbledon, and the US Open. Venus won Wimbledon 5 times and the US Open twice. Serena would win all 4 tournaments in a row and nickname it the Serena Slam. How about that? The sisters were so good, they seemed to lose only to each other. In February of 2002, Venus was ranked #1 in the world. 6 months later, it was Serena's turn to be #1. It is the only time in history two sisters or brothers were ranked first and second in the world, Another of their father's dreams had come true. Still, it hurt so much to play against each other. Neither sister wanted to see the other lose. When they competed for a championship, Mom and Dad could barely watch. So Venus and Serena continued to play as a double as a doubles team, and if playing one of the sisters was tough, together they were unbeatable. They won all of the major doubles championships at least twice. They played together for America in the Olympics 4 times, winning 3 gold medals. As partners, they were the best in the world. Then Venus began feeling weak. Doctors told her she had a disease, one she would have for the rest of her life. It could appear at any time and steal her energy. People began talking again. Then Serena, it says, is Venus' career over because of her disease? Let's see. Then Serena suffered a foot injury and problems with her lungs. Doctors said she too may not be able to play tennis anymore. She wound up missing a full year and lost her #1 ranking. People were talking once more. The Williams sisters will never again be champions, they said. Let's go on to see what happens. But as their parents knew, these sisters had magic, just like you. Magic in them. And the true magic of Venus and Serena Williams is that they never quit. That is the magic. They never quit. They were taught to never quit. They never stopped working. They never stopped working. And they both returned to play tennis. The year Serena returned to tennis, she won the singles. She won the singles tournament at Wimbledon. And the sisters together again won the doubles championship. Serena continued to win and win and win. Almost too many trophies to count. More than any women's tennis player in history. And people were talking again. How about that? Now they said Serena was one of the greatest athletes, boy or girl, in history. Maybe the best ever. The Williams sisters have a new magic now. Other little girls with special brown skin, wonderful eyes, and big smiles want to play tennis. Venus and Serena are still best friends. They will always be family. Sisters who grew into champions. My first job, Venus says, is big sister, and I take that very seriously. Tennis is just a game, Serena says. Family is forever. Isn't that a wonderful story of the two sisters, Venus and Serena, and the tenacity that they had? And not only the tenacity, but the courage that their parents had to push them and let them know that it didn't matter where they came from. They lived on the rough side of Compton. It didn't matter how much money they had. It didn't matter, most importantly, what color their skin was. What was important is that they had a dream, and they did not stop working, and they did not quit. And I just want to encourage you and let you know, no matter what the obstacles are, no matter what kind of money you have, no matter where you live, no matter what color your skin is, if you continue to work and you have a dream, you can be successful, just like Venus and Serena. Thank you.